My name is Katrin von Rechenberg. I'm German, I'm coming from Munich, and I'm in Beijing for over 20 years now. And with my husband together we created the couture brand Rechenberg, the main core Xiang. I used to work in haute couture houses where I had the chance to work with very beautiful silk fabrics. But the Xiang attracted me because it was so mysterious to me. Yeah, I heard then that's a traditional fabric, a traditional dyeing method from China. It's a 100% natural dye, it's eco-friendly, and it's the nature which gives its vividness. This is just very different from all the chemically dyed fabrics I have seen before. We went many times to Shunde, Guangdong province, to see and to learn how the fabric is traditionally dyed. Yeah, it's an amazing process. Each time the fabric, when it's immersed in the juice of this tuber, which is called Chinese Xiang, it has to be stretched out under the sun and dried with maybe sometimes 40-degree heat. Repeated several times. The last step is to put the mud of the river on it, and the mud naturally contains iron, and the tannin of this tuber reacts with the iron in the mud and makes the fabric black on one side. When I first started working with Xiang over 20 years ago, most people who were interested are foreigners. From 2010 onwards, maybe more and more Chinese clients got interested in this. I think really now it's not the problem to make even more people know about Xiang, but to let them know what is the real Xiang and to really have them to understand what's the craft behind. The most important thing is that the craftsmen, they're really recognized and their work is recognized. But I think it's under the influence of Xiang that I see things a little bit differently now, and it's really the fabric which has become so important for me and the way how I can honor the fabric and all the work which is behind the craftsman's work, but also of course what has nature given to us. Yeah. There's a huge difference for me in Western pattern making and in the Eastern way of seeing clothing. In the West, it's more the designer who is imposing himself on the fabric, on the designs. It makes clothing sometimes a little bit rigid, whereas for the Oriental clothing, is maybe when it's hanging there, it's not very appealing. But when the person wears the clothing, it gives it the form. Yeah, for 10 years now, maybe, also inspired by this natural dyeing process of Xiang, I started to do my own natural dye with plants. The natural colors, natural dye, plant dye, color, they all match with Xiang. In this over 20 years working with Xiang, I'm trying to get better and better and find always better ways how to use the material and to show its beauty more. It's quite appreciated by our clients, and I also got some honors from, for example, from the Chinese Textile Association, which can say rewarded me like a title of the Friendship Ambassador for intangible cultural heritage. So I see that even if sometimes it's hard, but my work is kind of recognized now. In April, I've been invited to Paris. As this year is the 60th anniversary of the Chinese-French diplomatic relationship. I went there with a few of my outfits to announce a fashion show which will take place in Paris in autumn this year. Yeah. This is also to showcase Chinese intangible cultural heritage, craftsmanship and fiber. And I'm representing China for Xiang, so quite proud of this.